is the beginning of a political revolution.
Reform UK has romped to victories up and down England.
After their remarkable results, one of Reform's very first declarations, a promise to sack council workers.
I would advise anybody who's working on diversity, equity and inclusion, I think you all better really be seeking alternative careers very, very quickly.
But why is diversity so divisive? And what exactly is it? Suraj Verma provides digital skills training for Asian elders, just one of many workshops run by Doncaster's Ethnic Minority Regeneration Partnership, established after the murder of Stephen Lawrence. They've won numerous awards for their work in promoting community cohesion and are part funded by the council.
So that was you and the King?
It is, yeah.
Chief Exec Peter Singh has worked in race equality for over 40 years.
So what is the point of diversity and inclusion work?
Well, it's about ensuring that there's that all's equal, that there's a fairness level, and people that are disadvantaged are not given their priority, but brought up to the same level.
So it's not about promoting people, for example, which is how it's been portrayed, just because of the colour of their skin?
Oh no, diversity has always been about celebrating each other, regardless of whether you come from a third country national or whether, like me, you're born here.
How do you feel now that Reform have come in, taken over the council, and they're saying that they'll get rid of diversity and inclusion officers and the work that you do?
It's been upsetting. It's very populist to be able to say things like that. To implement them is a different thing.
Campaigners argue we're seeing a troubling trend that threatens years of progress towards equality. It's not only councils, but private companies who are rethinking their programmes on diversity and equality, ever since they were described as dangerous, demeaning and even immoral by Donald Trump.
We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity and inclusion.
All federal diversity, equity and inclusion staff be put on paid leave.
The president signed an executive order his first day back in the White House.
The home of Rolls-Royce in Derby, the iconic company courted by politicians, makes billions from American defence contracts. It's been accused of bowing to pressure from the White House by ditching employee inclusion networks set up after the murder of George Floyd. The company says instead it'll support all colleagues to be their best.
Replacing support networks or employee networks with one whole network just doesn't work, because treating everybody the same creates inequality, not equality, because everybody needs different things.
Sarah Barley-McMullen is chair of Pride in nearby Belper and says big brands are pulling financial support from these festivals as DEI continues to crumble.
There's been an absolute shift in the way that organisations talk about equality. I can see situations where funding will stop for Pride events, as they would for events around ethnicity or possibly even disability.
I haven't come down to earth yet. It was a momentous day for us.
Still on a high, Owen Martin is Reform's party chair in Doncaster, where they took control of the council. He admits the party doesn't know how much is spent on DEI projects, but argues some are a waste of money.
I can go around London where I've seen the zebra crossings that are in multicolours.
But isn't that just a bit of fun and inclusivity and saying let's just be inclusive and have a pride flag?
To me, a zebra crossing is black and white. It always has been.
As I sat down with him, Reform's 37 new councillors were having their induction across the road. But according to Nigel Farage, they'd be refusing any training based on diversity or climate change.
Because we spoke to one project in Doncaster where they say they were set up years and years ago after the racist murder of Stephen Lawrence. So they've been trying to make a more equal society. Aren't projects like that worthwhile, and don't we need projects like that?
It's a difficult one because, yes, they're not bad things, but how much of racism has actually a thing that is blown out of proportion as well.
But you're not saying that racism doesn't exist, because we do see racist murders and we do see...
You see racist murders, but you also see normal murders, because at the end of the day, it's the people of Doncaster that count. It's their money that is being spent.
Reforms say they're determined to cut waste, but English councils are required by law to comply with the Equality Act, and so the party may find it's not so easy to ditch DEI.